Hello and welcome to Board Game Bonkers. I'm JC. This is the Bonkers Show, and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10, well, not necessarily my top 10, but top 10 online board game shops where you can get some great deals. We're also going to give you some bonus content as well, where you can actually check out some game prices as well as getting some accessories. And we're going to be checking that out. Each one of these have been checked against Trustpilot, which lets you know whether that website is safe or not. Although there is a caveat with a couple of these where most of them will reach at least 4.4 or higher on Trustpilot, ensuring that they are safe to use. But there are a couple which haven't quite reached that, and I will let you know as we go through the list. But before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that like button. Please get involved as well. Let us know in the comments down below. Is there any particular online store that you go to find board games? For all of these, you can find some fantastic, great deals. So let's get started in no particular order. So 1 doesn't mean it's my favourite, 10 doesn't mean it's my worst. That's for you to decide whether you use them or not. Now, I will say this, that I can't guarantee you will find some great deals on these sites. I've used most of them. I've managed to find some great sale deals, but it's up to you whether you'll find them or not. So let's get started with the list. So the first one is Magic Madhouse. And Magic Madhouse, you get free delivery if you spend over £30, and you can also create a wish list, which is really handy. So you'll be able to have a look in the site and add things to your wish list, and then you can go back and purchase them later. Next up is Zatu. Zatu is quite popular and have a wide range of board games, and usually each game is normally discounted, and sometimes you get some heavily discounted games as well. They do a restock order, which means if the game is out of stock, then you can request and be notified by putting in your email, and they'll send you a notification when that game's back in stock. However, what we've noticed is with that website that often you're waiting weeks, months and months and months, and sometimes the game is not back in stock. And despite their website stating that restock items are normally back in stock within 2 months, that has never happened once in my experience. So therefore, I tend to avoid that and just wait until it's in stock. Next up, we have Dragon Cavern. It's not that well known, Dragon Cavern. I've only used this once, and occasionally you can find cheap board games on that site. And they do free orders for over £50. They also do a damaged box section as well. So any games that have a slightly damaged box, you can get a discount there. But what we found is you can actually get those games brand new with no damage in the box elsewhere for the same price. So it's worth shopping around. Next up, we have GamesLore. The website is not the most intuitive. It's fine, it works okay, and you can generally find some great deals on this site. Just don't expect a flashy website. You won't get it with GamesLore, but it works perfectly fine. You get some good deals. Next up, we have Big Bad Evil Games. Now in Trustpilot, this only had a rating of 3.7, although there were only a couple of reviews, mixed. But generally, there was a couple of really positive ones, so that was fine. Didn't see any risk with this at all. And you can find hard to find games. You're able to get some games you can't get elsewhere. You'll generally might find them on this site. So if you can't find them elsewhere, do check out Big Bad Evil Games. Next up, we have Kienda. Kienda is one of the most popular UK online stores, and you get some great deals. And they also do a damaged games discount as well. And sometimes you get heavily discounted games on this site, so it's worth checking out. And it's free delivery for orders over £20, which is fantastic. Next up, we have Firestorm Cards, and you get some great deals on there, so it's worth checking out the sale page there. Next up, we have Chaos Cards, and they do free delivery for over £20. This is one of the best places to go to, and it's certainly one of my go-to places. Next up, we have Red Rock Games. Now on Trustpilot, there is a rating of 3.8, so it generally seemed to be safe. And I've purchased a game from them before, and I've had no issues whatsoever. They do free shipping as well on all orders, so that's fantastic. Next up, we have Travelling Man, and they do free orders for over £60. And you get some great deals in Travelling Man, so it's worth checking that site out. So with those sites out the way, we have got some other bonus content I want to go through, and some other places you might not know about in terms of where you might find some great deals. So I will say to you, Use some of these sites at your own risk. I haven't used all of those websites. I will let you know as we go through the list which ones I haven't. It's up to you whether you want to go and search for some great deals there or not. So the first one I want to talk about is Toy Street. Now, on Trustpilot, it has a rating of 3.9, so it's fairly safe. And generally, most of the reviews are either neutral or positive. And as the name states, they don't just sell board games, they sell toys as well. But you can occasionally find the odd board game there with a great deal. And sometimes if you're trying to find the game that's nowhere, you might come across Toy Street, and occasionally they will have games on sale. Just don't expect a lot of board games. They don't have a lot there. Next up, we have a site called Temu. Now, on Trustpilot, this is the lowest rated at 3.5. There are a lot of negative reviews and some positive as well. I haven't used this website, but you can find some great deals. Now, they don't sell a lot of board games. Generally, we only find around 15, but you can get games, for example, like The Mind, or you might get small. They only sell small card games, but you might get other bigger games like Azul. However, please keep in mind that what we noticed with Azul, it was a mini version. So if a board game has a mini version, it's most likely to be that because they do not sell big board games. Everything is small. So you have to keep that in mind, and then don't actually make it clear in the description or the title. So you have to check that out. So do be a bit diligent with it. Check on the other websites as well, just to make sure it is the game you're receiving. Don't actually trust fully the description. You have to actually look at the picture as well, make sure it's the right game before you purchase. I can't 100% guarantee if that website is legit. I have no idea where they're based. I'm guessing it looks like perhaps some of these toys that they sell, etc., come from China, like most places sell toys that come from China. That's where most things are manufactured. No concerns with that, but it seems okay. Just use it at your own risk. Next up, we have Camel Games. Now, Camel Games is a place where you can check prices on Amazon. So if you buy some games on Amazon, you'll be able to go to that website and check whether the price has gone up or gone down, so you can try and get it at the cheapest price possible. Next up, we have Board Game Prices. It's a great place to check out which games will be the cheapest on which website. It doesn't list all the websites, but it certainly gives you a big list. You'll be able to try and get the cheapest deal rather than going to each individual website. Next up, and the last one on the list, is Board Game Extras. So if you're looking for card sleeves or extra board game pieces, you'll be able to go here and get them. It's not the most intuitive website in the world, but it's a good place to find different types of card sleeves and bits and pieces for your board games. Well, that's it for all. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was useful. Now, as with anything, I'm not endorsing any of these websites, so you use them at your own risk, and please do use Trustpilot to check out and make an informed decision whether that website is safe and for you to use. Before we finish off, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing and let us know in the comments down below. Are there any particular websites you would highly recommend that others go to? Are there any you don't recommend? Have you had some bad experiences with these websites? Well, please let others know in the comments down below. We'll put all the links for these websites in the description so you can check them out. That's it for all now. That's it for all now. That's the end of it, folks. We hope you enjoyed that. Take care. My name's Jay Sears.